Yo, spoiler warnings moving forward. So if you're not trying to get spoiled by the Boruto manga, then you're gonna have to get out. If you're still here, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead, slide over, click the subscribe, and let's get ready for the video. We're gonna try to make this one like quick, I guess, and we'll do like maybe a two-parter. We'll see. But you know, like you see in the title, we want to talk about Kawakis New Dojutsu, this still unnamed dojutsu that Isshiki showed us in the series in the very beginning, alright? So, what is this dojutsu going to be called? Why are the fans calling it Dharma? What is Dharma? Like, is this the strongest dojutsu that we've seen so far? Probably, yeah. Let's talk about it, okay? So, like, you know, I was going to make a video talking about, like, just, you know, I just wanted to mix it up because everyone's talking about how Boruto's dead and their videos are all like, Boruto's dead, oh my god, how's he gonna come back, oh my god, and like, the Jogan, oh my god. And I was like, you know, I've made it known, like, you know, in previous videos, like, my stance on the Jogan is that when we see it in the manga and we start getting information on it, we can start talking about it. But until then, I'm not talking about it. So, you know what we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about Kawakis Dojutsu. We're gonna talk about the Dharma, okay? So, why is it called the Dharma? Why am I using it, that word? What is Dharma? Okay, so Dharma is essentially like the eternal law of the universe, like the unchanging truth of reality, and it's also at the same time as being like the universal truth of reality, it's also like one's sense of duty, or like the path of righteousness, one's idea of righteousness, basically. So it's like the coming together of those two things. Like, it's the coming together of a universal truth and like a true aspect of reality, and on the same and at the same time, like, one's sense of duty or one's sense of justice. Dharma, right, isn't just like this physical power up or whatever, right? It's like this spiritual thing, okay? And just like everything in Naruto, basically, it's inspired off of like Hinduism and Buddhism, okay? So if we look at the Rinnegan, which is like the previous big dog dojutsu, right? The Rinnegan actually translates to Samsara I, okay? Samsara is insane because Samsara is basically the cycle of like the ever-ending cycle of suffering, of life and death and rebirth, and it's just, you know, everything we've seen the Rinnegan do, basically. Like Samsara is like broken up into like these 6 realms, and like in these realms, like each realm has a Buddha, and these Buddhas are like more commonly referred to as like sages. So like there's these 6 sages that occupy each one of these realms in Samsara, and like these 6 sages like basically govern the realm, and each realm is like different. So like there's the God realm, or like the Deva realm, like, you know what I'm saying? Like these realms in Samsara basically translate to the paths of pain, or like the 6 paths of the Rinnegan. So like everything we've seen with the Rinnegan is Samsara, right? Now, Dharma is literally what happens like when you transcend all of the suffering of Samsara, or all of the suffering, the never-ending cycle of suffering, life, death, rebirth, like, which is translated as Samsara. So when I say Samsara, I'm saying all those things. I'm saying this cycle of suffering, the cycle of life and death, right? Dharma transcends that, okay? So Dharma is literally creating universal law and universal truth out of your sense of duty and your sense of justice and your sense of rightness and righteousness. So like, you're literally creating laws within reality based on what you feel is right. Now, everybody's Dharma can be different then, because what you feel is right and what I feel is right might not be the same thing, but you have the power to make that a reality, a universal truth, okay? So Isshiki's Dharma, right? Like, what is Isshiki's Dharma? Well, Isshiki's Dharma was the Osutsuki Creed, right? Like, on top of having like all the power and being the strongest person, and like Madara basically defined power as the ability to create change through physical phenomena. So like truth. So in order to use your power to create truth and reality, you would basically use your power to fulfill your duty. Now, in order to fulfill one's Dharma is basically to fulfill your sense of duty and create that
you're having your sense of duty become a universal truth. Okay, it's really complicated when we talk about it, but like, and it's very abstract. But basically, Isshiki's mission to plant the 10 tails and eat the god fruit and devour its chakra and basically evolve all the time and like do that to every other planet the Otsutsuki Creed is his dharma. Like, his ability to make that happen and make that a reality, on top of his sense of duty and his sense of justice and him feeling like that's the right thing to do, that literally manifests itself in his dojutsu, and it is like what powers his dharma. And when we look at Kawaki, right, he is maturing it into like stage by stage, step by step. Basically, it's not fully matured, right? So Isshiki, or Kawaki, is still developing his dharma right now, but he has the power in order to create a universal truth, or basically has the power in order to create a law and make his, whatever his sense of right, true, and make it a universal truth. So his duty is to protect Naruto right now, and like him fulfilling his duty creates it, well, it basically creates the reality. So like when he protects Naruto, he's fulfilling his duty, which is basically fulfilling his dharma, which creates the reality of Naruto being protected, which shows in his dojutsu, right? The first time he saves Naruto, he manifests one triangle, right? And then when he goes forward with actually wanting to kill Momoshiki in order to save Naruto, he manifests more triangles in his dharma, right? Now, the crazy thing is that like his dharma can change, or at least evolve and develop further, because he's still maturing his eyes or whatever, right? So he still has like 4 more triangles to awaken. So if he awakens all of them, that means he is basically achieved dharma, and he has completely transcended the Rinnegan, and his eye will be stronger than the Rinnegan, and his dojutsu will be the strongest dojutsu we've ever seen. So like, I'm wondering, like, well, like if Kawaki changes his mind, right? Like what if he changes what he feels his sense of right is? Like, Naruto just called him a demon this chapter and stuff. So like, if he turns and he's like, I believe the way of shinobi is over, and that's his sense of duty, is to end the way of shinobi, his power from the karma will help him create that reality, which will just further evolve his dharma until he's fully matured with his eye. And then we'll learn like other abilities that the dharma can do, hopefully, because there's no way that dharma only has 2 abilities. Like right now, the one I'm talking about right now, he basically is forcing reality. Like he's basically he's reality warping shit. Like almost, I don't know, like it transcends the idea of life and death. So he's literally using dharma to protect Naruto. Like, it's the craziest thing when you think about it. Like, if that's how Kishimoto's writing it, like the crazy thing is that like the symbol for Isshiki's dojutsu and stuff, like it resembles the Dharma Wheel, or the Dharmachakra, which is also like, you know, a name for it. So like this eightfold path, or this symbol represents the eightfold path, which is literally the 8 paths a Buddhist would have to practice and do and accomplish in order to transcend samsara. So right now, since Kawaki doesn't have all of the paths filled out, he hasn't transcended the Rinnegan yet, but he's on his way to, right? Like, we could actually, in another video, look at those 8 paths, the eightfold paths, and like see if Kawaki has even checked any of those off the list. And then we might be able to see what it is he has left to do in order to fully awaken his dharma, or his Dharmachakra. We'll figure that shit out, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments below. I've been your boy, the Grass Ninja, and I'm out. Peace.